Hey, what up, y'all? Y'all know what it is. It's the drive time happy hour with the Queen I Rise, the Earth I Rise, whichever one you want to go with. I guess to her baby, she's a queen. You know what I mean? So what's up, I Rise? And your boy, you know, Mike G's in the building. Dame Adelphia.
Listening from home.
Quiet
Wherever
quitting.
he is.
Quiet quitting on us. You know what I mean?
And he's not even a millennial. Ain't that
He ain't even a millennial. You know what I'm saying? Unreliable. What are you gonna do?
Don't talk about my Gemini, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Nelly must have found something else to do at the time on Monday afternoon. She left us.
Nah, I will say in my defense, I didn't hit her up like you. Are you coming through?
She left us. I thought
Although we did tell her it's a given. She
right, like she our backup to the backup. You know what I mean?
It's all good though. We're here.
So we here though, I Rise. We gonna hold it down for the hour, man.
Oh, I know why Dame's not here.
Why is that?
You watched the game last night.
You think he couldn't handle it?
He probably still.
You think he could handle it?
See how I've been curled up in this blanket all day? That's
You
Dame
think
right now. He's somewhere curled up in a blanket,
right?
like.
He probably didn't even go to work today. He probably been right on that couch since last night. Ain't moved. He did tell me. I spoke to him last night. He said he watched it at the crib. So he probably right in the same place he was at watching the game.
Probably. Ain't moved since that last 2 minutes.
He did text me. He did say he was gonna
Ooh, your mic ain't on.
What you gonna do? I'm here now, y'all.
All right, there you go.
I'm here now. But sometimes you gotta get the engineers to come in.
Amen.
And hit the on switch for you.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do? But yeah, man. So Eagles lost last night.
It was a great game.
It was a great season, man. It was a great season. Was a great game. I mean, they played up until the last 10 seconds of the game.
For facts.
You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't go to bed. You couldn't walk away. You had to sit there for the whole game and see if some kind of miracle was going to happen in the last 10 seconds.
Right.
What you going to do?
Where did you watch the game?
I watched it at the crib because I had to get up this morning.
Okay.
So I sat in the house. How about you?
I went to Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Allentown?
Yes, because Heather B. Shout out to
that's
Heather
right.
B. Hosted a party in Allentown at a place called Sports and Social. We have a Sports and Social here, I believe, but it was
it's
really
golf and social, isn't it?
Well, they have a Sports and Social, so it was a really dope event. It was a nice party. Sway came through. Her husband Horse was there.
All right.
Yeah, it was crazy. So they were playing there was a DJ because it was like in the bar area. So he dropped Uchi Wally. Horse dropped his verse.
That's dope.
He played at some point. All Glocks get down trying to get Heather B to rap.
She ain't do it.
I can't remember. Everybody was rapping. So like the
So
whole party. So I know Sway went and got the mic for her. I'm not even sure, but it was a really dope event. She throws awesome parties and. Like the best part about it is you just have to get on her guest list. You just send her an email. So follow her on all social media, the Happy Hour WHB. Get on her guest list and everything's free. So the admission was free. The drinks were. I still have drink tickets in my pocket from last night.
Don't like a free drink.
Listen, let me tell you. And every time I went with my girlfriend Stacy, and every time somebody saw that a glass was empty in front of us, or we were just sitting there without something in front of us, they came over and dropped more drink tickets in our hand, which is why I still have some in my pocket. And I always tell people, keep me out the House of Friends. House of Friends be wearing me down. For those of you who don't know,
what's the House of Friends?
It's a translation of Casamigos. Keep me out of the House of Friends, because the House of Friends, yeah, like I had a hard time getting up this morning. I didn't feel drunk last night, although whenever this happens, I look at my Instagram stories so I can see where I went wrong. And I looked at one cup that me and Stacy cheers to, and the cup was about this size, but there was this much tequila in it. Right. So it was like, double shot, I guess. I don't know. It was a good time though. It was a great time. Some of their listeners that always call in, Terry from LA, I got to meet him. It was very
flew in from LA?
He flew in from LA.
For a Heather B party?
Listen, it was a very now. So we were in Allentown, right? So you expect there to be Eagles fans. It's Pennsylvania. Allentown is in the part of the state.
They're in that gray area
where they have a lot of imports from New York. So there were some people there with their Giants jerseys on. And then I talked to a couple of people. They were telling me they were Cowboys fans. And I was just like, how? How? Because you're from Pennsylvania. How? How? And then on top of that, the Cowboys fan, turns out he wasn't even from Pennsylvania. He was from Kenya.
Even crazier.
Kenya, living in Atlanta.
And
So I
he's a
was like, at
Cowboy
least
fan.
give me the Falcons.
Right.
No, he's a Cowboy fan. So then there were some New Yorkers, of course, that had on Chiefs jerseys. And I was shocked. So my girlfriend was like, they ain't no Chiefs fans. They just Suwoo, so they had to put some red on. She kept telling them, you ain't no Chiefs fan. So, but it was a great energy because it was mostly Eagles fans. So it was that back and forth. Yeah, like they dropped Dreams and Nightmares in there. Like it was crazy.
Yeah,
so I had a good time.
I did one of their parties years ago, man. Like I don't know how long they've been on the radio at that point. It was probably
they've been on for 10 years at this point.
So this might have been like in their second year.
Okay.
And Sway did a party down at the pool in Atlantic City at Harris,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the same deal. It was like, yo, send me an email, man. You on the list? I was like, this is bullshit. Let me send him an email. Boom, hit me right back. You on the list +2 or whatever it was.
Right.
Like, oh shit, nice play.
Yes, I went to a Heather B party before. 2018 was the last time, and I knew that because when I got the email reply back, I was looking for it in my email, and I saw that was the last time I went, and I was like, yeah, I actually travel for these parties because that one was in New York, but it's always a good time.
It was a great time. They had I think who was that the joint I went to? I think you know that like he's like the hip hop violinist, like Escobar or something.
At that time, yeah.
Dude, he was
Damien
playing.
Escobar.
Damien Escobar was playing back by the pool. They had the DJ going there. Like it was me. I took me and the wife went down. I was like, oh shit. We like made a night of it because you got a discounted room.
Yep.
If you stayed at the Harris, like yo, big up to Sway and Heather B, man, for doing what they do on morning radio, man. I'm not in the car no more, so I don't listen to them as often as I used to, but you know.
Yes, I do.
They do have a great show.
I'm paying for Sirius XM, so I listen to it. I pay for it, and my sister uses my login.
Smart.
For the so she listens like streaming on her phone or whatever. She texted me the other day like, "Did you just kick me out of XM?" I was like, first of all, bitch, if I did, that's my right, but no. But then I started thinking, well, who else got my password?
Let me tell you, because somebody got my password. I don't know who. Because my wife, I stream it, and my wife got it in the car. Every now and again, I'll go to log on there and be like, yo, you can only be logged on at one device at a time.
Right, so
I'm like, yo, who on my joint? Somebody out there got me.
I know.
What you gonna do?
At one point, I did have an ex that was on there because I remember he said something about listening to it, and when he reminded me, I changed the password.
I don't even change it. I'm like, look, man, as long as I can kick off whoever's on there when I'm ready to listen, ride out, man. I don't even care, man. What am I gonna do? Like when I ain't in the car, I ain't listening anyway. So enjoy it. I'm paying them. You living. Enjoy.
And like I told everybody last night, I kept saying, because they were like, oh, y'all about to go home. It's going to be a long ride home. I was like, it's really not going to be a long ride home. But I said, I know Philly. Let me tell you something. Philly in them streets, win, lose, or draw.
Anyway,
and show
tearing the city
Philly was in them
down
streets.
Anyway. Like they won.
Philly shit.
Speaking of, how they flip a car over there by Temple?
Yo! People were showing me that when I was at the party.
Right.
I was like,
that was early. That was pre-gaming.
Early.
That
I was like,
pre-game. They flipped the car.
All I kept thinking is, I'm glad I'm not in that neighborhood and my car ain't parked because I will be pissed.
With the cat I don't know if he was trying to get out the block or what. It was a ton of people out there.
They flipped the car.
I was like, yo, they about to flip this joint? They flipped that car right over and then jumped on and started dancing.
Yes. That Philly shit.
Like,
yo, the ultimate Philly shit is because we're in Allentown now, but you know, everybody's an Eagles fan. I'm just a Philly fan, so we just talking shit about Philly. So there was a group of guys there, all immigrants from Africa. Shout out to Kenya, because I don't know what drew y'all.
Was in the building.
Everybody I asked, where you from? Kenya? Kenya, how long you been here? Some a couple years, one that been there 2 weeks.
They be like, Kenya's a short trip.
I don't know.
How long it take on a flight from here to Kenya?
No idea, but
like, what's the plan?
Well, a couple of them were in school. I will say they were in school. The rest of them, I guess, were just immigrating.
When I lived up there, I did meet a number of Africans that were here for school.
I was very, very surprised, but even more surprising, well, they were surprised by this. There was a girl, me and her were talking, and she told me she was from Philly. So, you know, we all like Philly. What part of Philly? She's like, North. We're at North. Tiff and Thompson. Say word. You from my neighborhood. So we started talking. She's younger than me, so we don't really know the same people.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, she was like, Auntie. So I don't know why I turned around. She talking to me. They was like, y'all related? She was like, yeah. She got my back. I got her back. North Philly. I said, only Philly people will adopt another Philly person. So that whole night, people were like, kind of like the men, because she was a very pretty young girl.
Uh-huh.
Is it okay if I talk to your niece? I
Right.
was like, if she say it's okay,
Let me
like,
check with
I don't
auntie.
know this shit.
I
But
got
it was so funny because, like at one point she was like, "You see her, you see me. The shit go down for her is going down with me."
Do it.
Everybody was like, "Y'all know each other?" No, but we both from North. NORF. She said that. I was like, "Hey." So as long as you ain't from Alphabet City, I can claim you because Alphabet City is in North. No matter how bad we talk about it, the letter town is up in
It's
North.
up. It is
up in
North
North.
Philly.
And then my friend, we met this guy. He had a throwback Cunningham jersey. It was awesome. So we talking to him. He's like, I live on Limekid Pike. My girlfriend is like, where? He was like, this 100. She was 5 blocks away.
Look at that.
Philly can't go nowhere without running into
Running
some
into
other
Philly.
bike. It was awesome though. It was a great time.
Yeah, you get a nice. I will say that whole Lehigh Valley area. There's just an eclectic mix of people from everywhere up there. You know, New York, Philly, Poconos. They
yeah.
like it's like they just
I
meet
told you,
there.
I met some people that came from Atlanta. I was like,
And-
to
and
Allentown?
now that they put the casino up there,
Right.
you getting people from all over the place.
And I
to
asked
come
why
through.
they chose Allentown. It was the whole Philly might be a little too rough. Well, they didn't want to be in Philly, but they wanted to be close.
Who
I
said
still
that?
had
That
a
was
couple of
that's where they
Africans,
wanted
yeah.
to put the party, or that's where the
No,
Africans
no,
was
that's what
like?
the Africans were like. That's why I was like, of all the places in Pennsylvania you came to, why Allentown? Philly a little too rough.
Philly, hey man,
Philly a little more expensive.
it is a little bit more expensive.
And Philly's only an
And-
hour away. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
And you can run down and hang out whenever you feel like
Whenever you
hanging
feel
out, and
like
then you
it.
can go on back home to Allentown.
Yeah.
It's a lot of. I commuted from up there for about 2 years, year and a half.
Okay.
When my youngest daughter was first born, because you know my in-laws is up there.
Right.
So we went up there thinking it's gonna be easy. You know what I mean? We got somebody to watch the baby. Da 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 da. Cheap to live up there.
Yeah. Now when you spending all that money
Bad
up
play.
and down
Yeah, bad play.
476.
I spent more money in car tires and oil changes and to the point we was like, dude, let's just go on back down. Like this don't make no sense for us to live this far from the city.
Yeah.
And you driving 45 minutes an hour each way.
Yeah, I'm
Stupid.
always like, who leaves
Stupid.
Philly for Allentown? My cousin did, but she went to Cedar Crest, and so she just stayed.
Just stayed.
And then her husband was working at like Norristown Correctional Center, Norristown Hospital, so that was an easier commute.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people, like I worked with cats who was just like, you know, they drive an hour every day. So I'm like, well, if y'all do it, like I could do it. So I started
So
doing
you
it.
start doing it.
Like,
yeah.
yo, this is stupid. This is
Yeah.
it's one thing to be stuck in traffic for an hour,
Right.
but you like normally 20 minutes from work, 15
Right.
minutes from work.
But
It's another thing to
every
know it's
day.
a solid hour no matter what the situation is.
Yeah.
Minimum, you're gonna be on the road for 60 minutes on your way to and from work. And
Yeah.
God forbid you hit some construction.
Right. Which a few years ago,
Easy
they was
to do.
all construction because they
Easy
were
to do.
just increasing the speed limit,
Yep.
widening the lanes. Yeah.
Easy to do, man. It was nice. It took me 3 hours to get home. And I
See?
was working the night shift. Leave the station at 11 o'clock.
Oh.
Pull up to the crib like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, nah, B, y'all can have this, man. I'm going back down to Philly, man. I
Yeah.
can't be up here, man. This don't make no damn sense.
What else?
So yeah, so that's what we got, man. Eagles lost. We had a great season. We do it all again next year. Don't throw your shirts away.
Oh, and it's funny because a friend of mine noticed. They was like, "When you become an Eagles fan?" I said, "I am a Panthers fan. However, I'm a Philly girl first and foremost." And a new friend of mine mailed me a jersey, a Jalen Hurts
Okay.
Super Bowl jersey that happened to be gray and it matched my sneakers. I was hype about that. I was hyped to wear it, hyped to celebrate.
My wife got me a little. It's like it says 215 across the front, but it's green. Got the little Nike check. That's about the closest I got.
That's the
to-
closest she was
that's
getting.
you know what I mean? That's about the closest I got to some Eagles paraphernalia and shit. You know what I mean? But we had what about the commercials? The Tubi commercial
Yo, the
bugged
Tubi-
out everybody.
Well, it didn't bug me out because I was in the bar, so I wasn't looking for the
yeah,
remote
so you
like
didn't
most
know,
people.
right?
Yeah, but people were kind of confused though because they was like, "What's going on with the TV?"
Yo,
Like,
and it just so happened, like right as the commercial started, I had just bumped the remote.
so you thought you?
So
was
I'm
really
like,
doing
and my
something.
wife was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know. Like it was an accident." And I'm grabbing the remote, trying to switch back, and then I end up switching to Apple TV, thinking I switched it to Apple TV, trying to get back. I was like, and you know, I didn't even realize that it was a commercial till today, and people were talking about it.
Listen, I watched the Super Bowl in a bar with hundreds of other people. So commercials be damned because the DJ was throwing on
You
music.
ain't hear no commercial.
I didn't.
You ain't see the
A
commercial.
friend of mine called and was like, "What happened to my bitch?" And I'm like, "What? What happened? What I do?" He was like, "Serena, did you see that commercial?" I was like, "Oh no, I ain't see that
Oh
commercial."
yeah.
He was
Serena's
like,
playing golf.
He was like, "Let me know when you see it. It looks like she altered her face or something." So I still have not seen the commercials.
Nah, I don't know if it. That didn't look like she. I mean, I don't know. I don't pay that close attention.
I haven't seen any of the commercials.
I think they're beautiful women, but let's be honest, like they some big, like they look like athletes,
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? I don't think she altered her face any. I think you just seeing Serena for what she looked like. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo. Hey, there's Nelly.
Hey, what up, Nelly? Now we was looking for you, man.
Yes, we were looking for you.
You supposed to be here holding us down.
And shout out to anybody else that's on my Facebook Live right now that I keep telling y'all, I see y'all messages at the end. But if you go to www.glockaware.com or YouTube, Glockaware, you know,
Chime
you can
in.
chat
We
with us
here.
then, and then I can see you and I can converse that way.
Chime in. We comment.
You know what I did see last night, though?
What's that?
I did see the halftime show.
Oh, I was gonna bring that up next.
I figured you were. I saw the halftime show. I thought it was
I'm
great.
sick. Okay, well, thank you for staying home.
Right.
We don't need that. Get well.
I'll
don't
check
want
on
you
you a
to be
little
ill.
later. Yeah, I thought the halftime show was great for the simple fact that, like, when she first started, I was like, okay, she running through my jams. And then, like, 4 minutes in, I was like, oh, sis gonna do this by herself? Like, I thought that was awesome because I'm sure everybody was looking for some kind of special guest, especially when she started Umbrella.
Right.
Everybody started screaming in the bar as if Jay-Z was coming out. Didn't happen. But the baby bump reveal.
Yes.
A year to the day that she announced baby number 1.
Oh, is that what it was?
She pops out announcing baby number 2.
On the Super Bowl.
And I saw people was like, oh, that was corny. That was boring. Where were the guests? And I was like, do you know how hard it is to condense your catalog into 13 minutes?
Oh, for sure. I
First of
think
all-
the performance was great. I think she
Right.
picked a good selection of songs. It was a nice variety of songs. It
Yeah,
was
she played
up-tempo.
all of my
She
favorite
did.
Rihanna
Yeah,
songs,
she
actually.
kept the energy going in the stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
I
that
was
part-
a little let down because she was fully dressed and
But you understood
but
it
I understood right.
afterwards.
Right. Because
Yeah.
we looking at it, even my wife, she was like, is she pregnant? And I'm like, either she pregnant or she ain't lose that weight, but I've seen her in pictures in
And
little
she-
outfits.
right.
So she must be pregnant again.
And sure enough, like
Sure enough.
I thought that was classy and classic and amazing. One, she held it down by herself, and that's hard to do. Period.
She got
and
hits,
then
though.
hard to do when you're pregnant.
I will say this.
And she danced.
She danced. Although again, not a fan of the sexy pregnant dancing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hand running down by the coochie, save it. You're pregnant now. We
I
don't
mean,
need that.
Well, that's how the baby got there.
You know what I'm saying? Right, but it's occupied. It's occupied. We don't need that part of the show no more.
Yeah, she did the dance, and that's what I was saying. The fact that she did it by herself, she did the damn thing.
I'm always a fan. I like, you know, the Dr. Dre show, like I got it. He worked with all these people, so he had them perform.
Right.
Right. I'm not a fan of the headliner bringing out a bunch of features.
And I realized that last night when she did the show herself.
I'm-
Dr. Dre, I got it because
Right.
his album is a collection
It's
of
a
features.
bunch of features.
Because
His album
he is a
mixtape.
producer.
Right. He's a producer.
So I got that. But
when you're the star, as far as I'm concerned, you should be able to hold down 13 minutes. It's a
And
15-minute
it's a
show.
15-minute
If you can't do a solid 15 minutes by yourself, you don't deserve the right to be a Super. You don't deserve the right to
do the halftime
show.
performance. I agree. I
So
definitely agree on that.
I big up to Rihanna for like, yo, F y'all, man. I'm coming out here by myself. This is my show,
And
and I got hits.
And I appreciate the fact that she did that because it was definitely a reminder she got hits. Hits.
I don't hate women, Dame.
Oh, God. Dame text you that you hate women. He can't possibly hate women the way he's bigging up Rihanna.
No,
He just don't like sexy dancing when you're already
look.
pregnant.
It was the same thing when Cardi B was pregnant. Like, I don't want to see her out dancing on Extra Sexy pregnant. It's not attractive. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know, that's what got you where you at.
It's not attractive to you.
Save it for the cat who you
Somebody
doing it
out
for.
there was.
Yeah, somebody might be into that. But save it for the cat who got you pregnant. It ain't for us no more.
Yeah, I saw a meme. Shout out to my homie I call 50, Josie. Officer Josie, he posted, and I don't know if he really did this or if he got it
That's
from
my
somebody.
man. That's my frat brother.
Yes, I know. He posted a DM to ASAP Rocky. Stop getting her pregnant, motherfucker.
Right.
I was hollering. I was like, a bunch of people is in that nigga
Listen.
DMs right now. Like, again,
ASAP
dog.
ASAP knew what he doing, man. He like, look, man, Rihanna's a catch, B.
Yes.
I'm keeping her pregnant so y'all know what it do, man.
And I saw a news blurb where they said in 2015, Rihanna stated that she's careful about the men she dates, so she has trouble finding a partner because she has trouble finding a man that's not intimidated by her power. And so somebody commented, well, I guess she found one because that's ASAP Pawpaw now.
Right. But listen, I ain't mad at it. I'd have moved right in just like he did.
I ain't mad at either one.
Pregnant quick.
I ain't mad at either
Quick,
one.
let's do this. Hey, I don't know what Dame is talking about.
It just
In
means that we
love?
won't get a.
Who's in love, Dame? And damn, Dame, I don't know who you talking about. You gotta come and be part of the show, Dame.
It just means we won't get that Rihanna album no time soon.
That don't mean you won't get an album. Like, she could be
Oh,
working
no.
on the album now.
I watched the
time
interview
that
she did. She said, I enjoy putting, I would like to make music and put it out. She said, but an album? And it's just like that. So I was like, okay.
So
and
she is just gonna
and
drop
this was
singles?
before the pregnancy reveal. So now I get it why she said
Yeah,
the
she
album.
gonna just drop
She ain't
singles?
doing that while she's pregnant. But she just dropped the
I heard
single.
that's why what's her face was a little slow to come back to tour. Beyonce.
Oh,
Like, she home, she got her kids running around, she happy. Like, she tour for us. She don't need to tour.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
so
she
it's the
did. And
fans that
her
want
children are a little bigger now, so
Right.
it makes sense when your children are that small. Some people want to be that hands-on and
that. Yeah,
involved.
like, I want to hang out with my family. She been running around the world touring since she's 16.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she 40. Like, I want to sit down and watch my kids grow. You know what I'm saying? I don't need this tour money. Leave me alone. Enjoy the album.
She don't need the tour money pricing them tickets that way.
Look.
She like, y'all either gonna get them or y'all
Look.
not. It's tax time. Y'all gonna get them.
I see one of those memes that said she needs to remember that she told everybody to quit their jobs last summer the way she pricing these tickets. Dave said Serena had work done.
That was the question posed to me. I don't know. I haven't seen the commercial. I will task myself with watching the commercials later on.
Yeah, I'll go see if she had work done. I don't know, man. Like,
right. I didn't.
What kind of work? I don't know. Like, her face, I'm assuming.
I don't know, but because of the Super Bowl, I didn't watch The Last of Us, so that's that's the priority for me today. Like,
I don't know what's the last of
the show that you're not watching, that Dame and I and Nelly are watching, that's on HBO.
Well, I just got y'all to catch me up every Monday, and I don't gotta watch it.
I didn't watch it last night, so I can't catch you up today.
Catch me up next week. It's all
I'll
good.
catch you up next week.
All right, what else we got? We got two more hit and runs in the city. Boo.
People can't drive in this city.
It's not even like I don't know who's at fault, right? Like, is it the people or the drivers, or is it a bit of both, right? Because here's what I notice often. It's people standing in the middle of the damn street, like in the lane, whether they're looking to see if a bus is coming, whether they're walking in the street, but often people are standing off the sidewalk in the street.
So then that's definitely their fault. But a lot of these hit and runs are occurring at high rates of speed. So that's
a problem too.
The driver's fault.
So the combination of the two, right?
Yeah. And a lot of pedestrians don't cross at the corner. They don't. They pop out in between cars.
Right.
Out of the blue.
They don't look. They just walk out in the middle.
A lot
of the
of
street.
drivers, I know I'm guilty of this. We ignore that crosswalk and it like it's not for somebody to get
like
across
it's not
the
for
street.
somebody to cross the street. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm always warned about that.
We all guilty
Giving
of it,
people
but
a
I
chance
feel
to
like
cross.
and get it. I get it, right? The pedestrian's always supposed to have the right of way, right?
I
But
guess.
I'm the one driving a
guess.
2,000-pound vehicle.
And I'm late.
Like,
if you walk in, you being leisurely, you got time to do whatever you doing.
respect the fact that I'm coming down the street in this damn car, man. And get the hell out the street.
Right.
And I'm not justifying hit and runs.
At all.
I'm just saying, as pedestrians, we got to be more careful.
I agree.
Because obviously these cats don't care. They're running over people and they killing them left and right and keeping it moving. And the cat in South Philly hit the woman. I don't know if he killed her or not, but then they burnt the car.
Burnt the car. People are so stupid.
So you know that whole scenario. The car was probably stolen. Like, they not stopping.
Or they was trying to hit her ass and they burned the car.
Or
The
it was
evidence.
targeted. Right.
Targeted hit and run.
Or it was targeted. All right, what else we got?
I don't know, because today is the day I didn't ask you to
You ain't
send me your
had
list.
you ain't got no list?
No,
Come on, man.
I can't.
Loose leash dog walkers
Fuck them.
is on my list.
Let
Listen,
me tell you something, because I will beat the shit out of your dog. I will shoot your dog. I will kick your fucking dog. If that motherfucker come over to me and ain't got no business because they don't know how to behave, people whose dogs don't know how to behave should definitely be on leashes.
not
for
only
sure.
that, don't assume that everybody's a dog person. Right? Like, I don't want your dog to sniff me. I don't want him to put his nose on me. I don't want him to brush up against me. I'm not an animal person.
Right.
Right? So don't just assume, just because I'm walking down the street, that I'm going to be friendly to your dog and it's okay for you to loosen up on your leash to let your dog walk near me.
I love when people do that. 'Cause I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Oh, he wants to say hi. Bitch,
No.
I got allergies.
Right. Like,
Get
I'm not
that
interested.
big ass dog.
I don't want to say
away
hi to
from
you,
me.
let alone your damn dog. Like, keep your dog over there. This cat I was walking, this is what sparked it. I was walking in my car today. This dude got 2 dogs walking down 3rd Street, right?
Uh-huh.
Both of them loose leash. So one going left, one going right. Now, where the hell am I supposed to go? Because I got to pass you now. And he just, like, he ain't paying no attention. Don't give a shit that his dog's just walking all over the sidewalk.
Because he
Like,
feels
yo.
like in Old City, everyone loves dogs. You like dogs?
Right. Like, yo, pull
You
that
like
dog
dogs?
in, man. Like, keep him close to you.
You gotta make sure the dogs have room to walk.
Yeah, that's okay when there ain't people who's trying to walk.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? So, just a little PSA.
They
Fucking dog
burned
leashes.
you up
You know
today.
what I mean? Keep your dog leashes
Keep your
shorter.
dog
Damn
leashes
it.
shorter.
Oh, this was a sad one. That little 14-year-old girl committed suicide.
Suicide after
the
getting
cat
beat up.
beat her up at
I
school.
did read that. Yeah, okay, first of all, bullying is not okay. Bullying is not okay. Bullying is not okay. But understand, if somebody beats and bullies my child and it's a known problem and nobody's doing nothing, I'm the parent that's stepping in to do something.
Facts.
Whether I got to do something to your parents or to you, if I got to give you the beating that your mama never gave
We got to
you,
manage this.
yes. And
'Cause
if I
there
have to get
shouldn't be-
involved, it's a whole problem.
There shouldn't be no child. Fuck. It shouldn't be a person who should feel so intimidated by anybody.
By anybody else that they
that
want
they
to
want to
take
go home and take their own life.
especially at 14, because you got a lot. of
Lot
life to
of,
live.
so that's so you got to think like this wasn't the first time.
No,
She had been dealing with so much
her
shit
father
for so
said
long.
that her father said it was a girl that didn't like her that had been emailing her and bullying her online, and they've always had issues. She went to the nurse. She had to get bruises treated, black eye, all kinds of stuff. So the school clearly knew there was a problem.
Crazy.
Killing herself was not supposed to be the resolution.
No.
And now people want to make a resolution. She's gone.
And quite honestly, like I feel like the chick who was harassing her all this time should be charged with involuntary manslaughter.
So they're definitely charged. There were 3 juveniles, I believe, arrested. And I forget what they're charged with, but I agree.
Especially if y'all know there's a
I
history
think
of this.
involuntary manslaughter should definitely
Right.
be
There's a history of this behavior.
based on the history of the behavior.
Yep. Nah, look, B, we putting a stop to this. Anybody else who think this is okay, guess what? Your ass should be sitting in jail.
Yeah, I was really sad when I read that. That came out.
Word up, man. Like, yo, man, these kids, man, it's rough out here, man. But like, come on, man. Y'all gotta stop with this. Like, I agree with you. Bullying, but you know, it's like it's a gray area for me, right? Because like we
'Cause you
grew up
was a
in a
bully?
world of bit. No, I
'Cause
was
you was a
bullied
bully?
though. Like I was a little bit of both, right? I was bullied, I was a bullier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was part of growing up. But
It's-
like I didn't know people who killed themselves
Right, I'm about
behind
to say
it.
it's different now. It's definitely different now. The bullies when we were children were like legit bullies.
Right. They was like the gooch from
But they
from
made you
fucking different strokes.
they did 2 things. They made you tough.
Or you found a different way
or
to
you
walk
found a
home.
different right.
Like you made you tough or they made you smart. Like one of the two.
One of the two happened. And you're here to tell the
Go
tale.
home. You didn't go home and like want to off yourself. Like
right.
you know what I mean? Like that level, I don't understand that level of it, right? Like you can't manage like no other way of managing this.
and a lot of it, your mental state, your mind state.
True.
Like
True.
things have changed, and it's not just post COVID. Over the past decades, humans are evolving in a different way. The way we process things, the way we perceive things. So, like, there have been times where I've had weird thoughts, and I was never to harm myself, but I was like, ooh, like, where did that come from? Like,
Right.
I didn't know I had that kind of nasty in me.
Right.
But it's really just a sign of the times.
You think like I think this whole run tell culture
Mm-hmm.
that these schools have fostered plays a part in it, right? Because I think these kids don't learn any conflict resolution skills,
Right.
right? Like if you was a kid getting picked on, you had to figure out a way to manage that.
Right.
Whether that was fight the person, whether that was avoid them at all costs, whatever it is, you had to figure out a way to deal with it, right? But now they have this culture of where they run tell a teacher, and you know what I'm saying?
Well, they're supposed to run tell the teacher for the conflict resolution. I don't even think teachers are equipped to do
right?
that.
Well, here's the problem: those teachers now grew up in the era of run tell a teacher,
Right. How about that?
so they don't have conflict resolution skills either.
Right.
So nobody has them. So who's teaching it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. And in this particular case, I don't even know if the other person's parents were ever notified. I know this girl clearly talked to her parents
Right.
about it. Clearly, they were notified. She came home beat up just 4 days before. So I don't. Yeah, I don't. That's a good
Right.
thing.
And
A
I
good
think it's
question.
like, and I'm not saying this particular case,
Right.
in her case, I'm just saying in general, right? And I think that plays into a lot of even the violence we see in the street on a
Right.
daily basis, right? It's because people don't know how to de-escalate
Right.
and don't know how to deal with situations.
Right, and they don't know, and you never know what a person's going through. Even a child. I saw a video a couple months ago. Child was on the bus, and he was basically talking back to an older person, and he was being real disrespectful.
Dave said also, niggas got guns.
Oh yeah, the niggas definitely got guns.
That does interfere with the conflict resolution.
It does.
But honestly, that's even more reason why you need to have conflict resolution skills.
That's
Because if you
true.
don't have a gun, you better figure a way to talk yourself out of this shit.
The whole run tell that is interesting because my mother, shout out to my mom, God bless her. She has always taught my kids, if somebody hit you back, hit them back. Man, woman, or child.
Damn, you ain't shit.
She even told my sons, like that whole, you know how people, I raised my sons not to hit girls.
He said
Not
she
my
looked like
mama.
she looked like the black version of white chicks.
Yes, but white that was the black. Oh,
She does,
dang.
Dave.
But
You
she
ain't
does.
shit.
Why would you show me that picture of my Serena looking like that? Y'all just being bullies. Ties
Y'all
into
just
we
being
talking about
bullies.
bullies.
And
Mhm.
Serena, like, Serena slapped the black off you. Y'all
But
talk that
she
shit to her
does
face.
Look like
Talk
Marlon
that
Wayans.
shit to her face.
She looks like Marlon Wayans in White Chicks. Ooh wee.
Oh man, but yeah, I think that's a huge problem. I think that like in society, in the schools, and I think it started in the schools, is the fact that we took away like letting kids figure out how to manage their situations, right? And now you have adults who don't know how to manage their situations, trying to teach kids
How to manage
situations, and it's just like, yo, go tell. And what I used to tell my kids all the time is like, look, man, what do you solve by going to tell? Because they should be like, oh, well, we can't do nothing because they tell us to go tell. Listen, what do you solve by going to tell? I said, all you do is make it so that person don't bother you while the teacher's looking.
Right. Because you cause more problems going to tell.
Right. I said, you need to deal with that so that person knows whether the teacher's here or not here. I'm the wrong one to mess with.
That is a page out of my mother's book, because my mom's favorite thing is to tell my daughter, if somebody mess with you, you hit them back. I don't care if you got to pick up a brick and bust them upside their head. They'll never fuck with you again if you do. And I was looking like, Mom, don't tell her that.
Right. And I would say, and like, look, and I got your back. I'll come up there. I don't care what teacher says what. I got your back all the time.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, I'm riding with you.
Yeah.
So don't ever question it.
Yeah. I don't know about right or wrong.
F that.
I don't ride with my kids when they're wrong. I do have their back.
Let me tell you this.
But I know my kids, and I've told teachers, like my youngest son has had disciplinary issues in school. And there was one time recently, a teacher tried to tell me because he was doing this and he was doing that. I said, what were the other children doing?
Right.
Because I'm trying to figure out how it's just my son.
Right. That's
When
what I
my
mean.
son is telling me it was like 5 of them.
That's what I mean.
He was like, I said, because understand me on this. One thing's for certain, my son is not a liar. Even if he knows he'll get in trouble, he'll tell me what the fuck he
Right.
did.
And this is what I mean when I say I got your back, right? Like when it's just the two of us, I'm gonna tell you about yourself.
Right.
And I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna check you
Right.
and let you know your behavior was out of line, you were wrong.
Right.
But I'm not gonna embarrass you at school
Oh,
in
shit.
front of the teacher.
Oh, I will.
I'm not going to let the teacher think that they could talk to you and treat you any kind of way,
Definitely not happening.
right? Like I'm gonna let them know, like, look, I'm riding with my kid.
Right.
And I'll deal with them when they get home. But in this moment, this is my kid, B. Watch your mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
what I
no.
mean.
Yeah,
But I
right,
got your
right.
back.
No, I definitely get that.
You
I
know,
definitely
but
get
yeah,
that.
man. But still, whatever the case, man, we got to stop with this. We got to stop with this. With the, we got to figure out a way to deal with this bullying situation that drives kids to killing themselves, man. Because that's just not the answer. All right, what else we got? Oh, he said respectfully. Is that respectfully? She looks like she's got from White Chick's name, or is that respectfully?
Respectfully.
Cats got guns. like which one? I don't know which one.
All of the
Like,
above.
which one are we respecting here, Dave?
Over a drink and over a phone.
All right, what we got left on the menu? Hold on.
I don't know. I told you. I
I
didn't.
gotta go back. Hey, what's happening? We got the car flip. UFOs. We got unidentified flying objects just all over the place. The military shooting them out the
Yo.
sky. China just got balloons
So
flying
Every
all over
time
the
I
world.
see a new one, I'm like, another one. I saw it today over to like the Great Lakes area.
4 of them now
And they
they've
saw it
admitted to.
from when it was over Montana. They saw it.
So now they've admitted to shooting down 4 of them.
right.
And the last one was like up near Alaska or Canada. So
No, the last one was over like the Great Lakes area.
up
That-
in Michigan or
yeah,
something
that's
like
the
that.
most. That's the most recent
They
one.
said it's too cold to go in that water to get the stuff right now. Like it's gonna be tough retrieving this when it's cold.
I've never heard of this happening in my lifetime until now.
Hey man, look.
Like I'm really shocked every time. Like, cause when it happened last week, and the Republicans are mad that Biden waited till it got over the Atlantic. Okay, whatever. It just happened 3 more times. What the fuck is going
And
on?
here's the thing, right? How these joints? It wasn't even the military who noticed the
Right.
It was like a
It
reporter who
showed up on
reported
a
like.
Doppler or something.
Or
like
somebody
that.
else seen it. It was like, yo, that's a weird looking balloon flying by. It's pretty high. It's not a hot air balloon, obviously.
Right.
Yo.
Which, and the crazy thing is, because they're white, I just keep thinking about the movie Nope. I'm like, is this some Nope shit going on?
Yo, I don't know, B, but they fly. Here's the thing though, right? But everybody does surveillance. Like we doing surveillance over China.
Right.
So everybody does surveillance. So I'm not really mad at China for what they're doing. I'm mad at the US government for not being able to protect us from it. Like, yo, why are you not catching these balloons? I try to walk through the friggin' airport and you got TSA want to check my asshole after damn time.
But I'm like-
you can't catch one of these balloons that flew in here?
Catch it when over the Pacific? Because if it's coming from China, it took a long ass trip.
But that's what radar and all that other shit is for, right? We got boats out there, ships out in the middle of the ocean with radar. We got all this. We spent a ton of money in defense.
This is true.
A ton of money. That's probably one of the highest lines in the U.S. budget is the defense budget.
Just to be shooting shit down over top of mainland.
Like, y'all got to catch these
Mainland
balloons before they
USA.
get here. Because
I-
what happens if they send one of them over here and they just, like, spread some kind of shit that makes everybody sick?
And that was my question. What happens if shooting it down is the action that causes something? Like China waiting for us to shoot some shit
Right.
down,
Right.
so that
like,
we can end up I don't know,
spreading some kind
spreading
of...
some kind of nuclear shit down on ourselves. I
And
don't fucking know.
Since China's getting away with it, what's to stop Russia? What's to stop, like, any of these other countries we got beef with? We got beef with a lot of countries who got money. Fly a balloon
only
over
got-
there.
We only got beef with like 3 countries with money. The rest of them countries poor. They
Look,
ain't got
man,
no
like
bread.
fly a balloon
don't
over
got no
there.
bread.
How expensive could a balloon be?
And is it really a balloon?
It's way cheaper than flying a jet.
And is it really a balloon?
This is what I'm saying. Like to rally one of those jets to go up there and shoot down that balloon, the missile's like $1 million. The friggin' fly the jet probably $500,000.
Right.
So we didn't blew.
Oh, should I be closing that door? Is that loud?
I don't know, like somebody getting their bike ready. Like it's nice. It's gonna be 65 degrees on Wednesday.
Oh, first of
it's
all,
gonna be bikes out.
I
this
just
week.
said I was about to get up. I saw bikes out the other night. Like whenever it's 50 in Philly,
Yo,
it's ATV and bike season.
it's spring season right
Like,
now.
I don't
man.
know what the groundhog saw. It's hot outside.
Groundhog been a liar though. I don't know why we even do that anymore.
I don't know how we listen
Like
to
the
people from
groundhog and
Punxsutawney.
daylight savings time both need to go away
For good.
for good.
For good.
For good. You remember that year the groundhog bit the dude? Did you see it? like y'all
He
need to
didn't
stop
want to
messing
come
with
out.
me.
Yes.
Y'all leave me alone. So what else we had go on? There was over 1 million bets on the Super Bowl.
On the Super Bowl.
1 million bets. They said 16 billion total wagers, but only like $1 billion of it was legal.
What?
Like 15 billion was like overseas, like offshore betting.
Oh,
and
wow.
shit like that, because there's too many states that don't have legalized betting.
Right.
So
Oh.
16 billion of it. And there's like these high rollers and like got to a really good at betting that like DraftKings and these other cats won't let them bet. Because they gonna lose. They just, you know what I mean?
They gonna take the
Yeah, they
house.
gonna take the house.
Take it to the house.
So they can't bet with them. So they bet offshore.
Well, I wish I was that good because
who you
I don't.
telling?
I do not bet on sports.
Not at all.
I'm not
man.
good at it. Whenever I think I'm good at it, it's always one person
I
messing
hate-
up my FanDuel.
I hate
Like
losing
somebody
money.
don't never score their points or get their rebounds. Like,
hate losing money.
I
So
don't
ain't
bet on
nothing.
teams that ain't mine anyway. Don't bet on football because anything can happen.
True Goy the Dove died on us.
R.I.P. to Dave. Yes. Now, one of my girlfriends, Tina, texted me. She texted me like all these crying emojis and a dove, and I had no idea what she was talking about. I was in Charlotte with my family this weekend, so I'm just like, question mark. And she was like,
When did he die?
Saturday, I believe.
Okay, because I didn't see anything on social media until yesterday.
Or
Like I
Friday.
sat
It
down
was
to
like
watch the
Saturday.
game,
It-
and I started scrolling shit, and I think the first one I seen Kwame had posted something.
Yeah, I think it was
Then
like
I just started seeing
Saturday.
a bunch of other posts.
So I had text Maceo to check on him, see if he was okay.
Look at this guy. She always flexing, even in freaking morning. You gotta hit us with a flex.
Yo, cause that's big bro. That is big bro. Like he texts me every now and then and checks on me from Florida, him and his family. So I as soon as I heard, I wanted to reach out and send my condolences.
That's
but
sad. That one sucks, man.
that
That's a sad one,
definitely
man.
sucks.
And we like 2 weeks, 3 weeks from when they gonna stream their music
Finally
again.
getting their
6
music.
albums gonna get streamed, man.
Yeah.
And this dude won't even be here to celebrate it, man. Like that's lame. 54 years old.
54 years old. 54
He had a
years
heart
old.
condition. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I do know he had an ailment. I'm not even sure.
I think
exactly
somebody
what it was.
told me it was
But-
at work. Somebody said something like it was some kind of heart condition. I forget what they said, but
But it was definitely sad. That
dude,
was
54, man,
sad
that shit make
news.
me nervous, B. That's 2 years for me, man. Like, yo, when these young cats be checking out, like
Listen.
I'm like, yo, like I don't feel like I'm gonna check out.
Me either, but let me tell you, my doctor be sick of me because I'm one of those people be in my chart like, hey, I felt this, I felt that. I Googled.
I don't Google.
Am I dying?
I don't Google.
They be like, yo, stay off
Look,
WebMD.
yeah,
Stop
yeah.
self-diagnosing.
WebMD is the worst thing they could have did to humanity, B. Because now everybody's what they call a
Hypochondriac? Oh, I'm
hypochondriac.
very much a hypochondriac, but I will say this though. Be in tune with your bodies, and if
Definitely.
you feel like something is wrong, definitely make them check that out. For
Word up.
years, I was going to the ER, throwing up all the time. I mean, years. They kept telling me, you have gastroenteritis. Gastroenteritis ain't nothing but a stomach bug. It just means your stomach is upset. Well, finally, my sister, the nurse, said, make them test you for diverticulitis. And the doctor said, well, we only test for that when it's, known condition in the family. My sister said, tell them that your grandmother had it and your sister had it.
Make
I
up
didn't even
something.
know.
Right.
And turns out I have diverticulitis. So
man.
it took them years to figure it out. And one diagnosis and a colon surgery later, I know how to manage these things. So now when something else goes on,
You
like,
gotta be in tune with
and
your
your body
though, man.
changes often. Like all of
Right.
a sudden, I break out in the hives out of the blue.
Same.
I feel like I'll get hot somewhere. I'll be like, "Ooh, I'm itching," and like it'll feel
And
like
a
a
little
flame,
rash.
and then a rash shows up.
Same shit.
It's an autoimmune
Is
issue
that
of
what they
some sort.
telling you?
That it's some sort of autoimmune issue. The doctor gave me an EpiPen just in case I'm allergic, starting to get allergic to something.
It must be. I feel like same way because I've been having that same thing for like the last year.
So I'm
I
talking.
blamed it on this COVID making me stay in the house.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what to blame it on. But as I'm talking about my ailments, turns out my father has the same thing, and he gets an injection for it. So I told the doctor, my dad's on such and such, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna look to see if that works for you." So now I'm supposed to be getting injections and shit because I can't just be breaking out into random rashes. And
Dude,
itching.
same thing.
Like,
man.
and it's crazy.
Mine's it didn't itch. It was just like some random rash would pop up, and it was all over my,
All
my
over?
torso, my back, my legs,
No,
the
mine
back
just
of my
itch.
hands.
I'll feel it. Like I'll feel like a hot itch, and then as soon as I touch, it's like, who scratched me? Like,
Yeah,
well,
nah, it didn't itch, but it was like all over. And I went to the doctor. He told me it was one thing. He was like, it's contagious. I'm like, contagious? He's like, yeah, like it should last for like 2 to 6 months. I'm like, you telling me I'm gonna be contagious for the next 2 months, 6 months? Like,
Yeah, like no,
Like,
I'd have been
yo,
like,
I'm like, yo,
I
like-
need a second opinion, bro.
right? I'm like, yo, man, like my kids just move out.
Right,
Like we empty nesters, man. Like you telling me I can't touch my wife for 6 months, B? You bugging?
Yeah, he probably was so wrong too.
So
like,
wrong. I went to
so
a
wrong.
dermatologist. They was like, nah, it's benign.
You
It's just
know?
like eczema or some shit
Right.
like that. Like, here, take this steroid cream, rub that and shit on
And
there.
it'll
Whatever
go
you
away.
break out, it go away.
Yes, that's exactly
But I'm like, I don't want to use the steroid cream. Like, I want to know, like, I need something to stop it.
right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, like, whenever you have a breakout, just rub this on. No, I want to stop the breakouts. Like, what
Well,
the hell is causing it?
That would make them have to go figure out what the cause is, and you messing up their bread by the prescription money.
I know. That's like telling the drug dealer, like, yo, I'm going to rehab.
Right.
Like, I've had it with this heroin, dude. I'm going to rehab, man. Like, nah, you don't need rehab. You don't need rehab. Just try this.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about
What's that?
in sports? The trade deadlines and how KD is now a Phoenix Sun, and they sent the young boy, gave up the young boy who's very promising for KD.
Who's that?
Kevin Durant. Oh, I
Oh,
can't-
Kevin Durant.
Where
I know
is
you talking about.
Dame?
No, he's a young boy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now. He played for. He used to play for Phoenix. Now he's over in Brooklyn. Where is Dame so we can tell?
Yeah, you need Dame. You talking sports, and now you're getting too deep.
As I started talking
Yeah,
about
now
it,
you're
I
getting too deep.
realized
Like, you know what I mean? You see my
this
t-shirt.
is an I Rise and Dame
You
conversation.
know what I mean? It's like sneakers and microphones and shit. And
Oh,
you
we
know
gotta
what I mean?
talk about
Graffiti and
hip-hop.
shit. Yeah, like, if once you get outside the realm of hip hop and shit, I don't know what the fuck you talk about.
I got nothing. Then. I don't know what happened. in
Hey,
hip
all
hop
right,
this
before we
weekend.
close out though, you had the St. Hubert's blackface joint last week.
Woo! Okay, so I was late to that story because I heard something about St. Hubert's, and the first thing I thought was, "Oh, I have a friend whose daughter goes there." And
Maybe she don't go there no more.
No, she definitely does
Oh,
go
she's
there.
after there?
She definitely lives in Mayfair. She definitely. I mean, I don't know if she switched. I haven't been on her Facebook page to see. I haven't inboxed her because we used to work together at the Link. I haven't inboxed her to see how she feels about it, to see how her daughter feels
Mhm.
about it. But let me tell you something. In 2023, that is an example of how those motherfuckers was raised at home.
For sure.
That's what that is.
Because they ain't seeing this just out on TV.
Cause yeah, who been
Like,
we
and I
we
don't
been
mean-
we
and-
ain't been doing
and you can
blackface
find
in a
anything on
long
the
time.
internet, but I ain't seen blackface come up on my feed.
Right. And nobody's checking for that, not especially in Black History Month.
Right.
Nobody's checking
You
for
gotta go
blackface.
look for that.
You gotta go look for that. And it's happened so often as a faux and considered a faux pas. It's been brought up with different politicians, different celebrities.
Mhm.
Oh, they did blackface back in 1982. They did blackface in 2005. So we know it's wrong. What made these girls? I wish it was permanent paint that they put on.
I so saying.
I wish.
Actually, I think the punishment should be you gotta walk around for 3 weeks in blackface. Like, just go to school, go to the grocery store, get on the bus. Like, you gotta live your
and not
life.
just blackface, no real blackface, white lips,
Right.
big eyes,
Right.
Like,
Right.
to
You
see
should
how
get
stupid you look.
Exactly. Like, you really should have to go out into society in that freaking blackface makeup and see the reaction you get. So your dumb ass don't do it again.
Don't do it again. For why?
Like, they shouldn't even, like, they shouldn't kick him out of school. They should be like, look, you got to come to school every day in blackface.
every day.
Every day. You want your kid to stay in school,
And
she got to come to school every day in blackface.
for
And
the
if she
rest
don't,
of the year.
For the rest of the year, she got to come in blackface. She think this shit is funny? Bet. Let us all get a laugh.
And I'm like, how did y'all even think this was funny? Like,
Because it's not them. Because they're so far removed, right, from it. They think it's funny because, first of all, it's like, you got to be on some racial shit, first of all, right?
because Uncle Johnny thought it was funny
Right.
at home.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, they can't relate it to anything, probably, right?
Right.
And so they don't know. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm with you. Like, that's parenting, B. Like, my kids would know better.
Yeah, and it's always disappointing when your kids know better and they do something they ain't supposed to do. So the fact that they did it and pulled the I don't know no better card.
Right. And most kids, right, they know where the line is at. Even when they know better, they're like, all right, I can cross this no better line, but I'm not crossing that
no better line.
Right. And that was the crossing you shouldn't cross that no better line. Like, how was there nobody in your crew who was like, nah, dude, that's a bad idea?
Right, nobody.
Nobody. Like, yo, you gonna put that blackface on, and you gonna put it on tape? Like, you gonna put your phone and video record yourself? Like, nah, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, like, nobody.
Nobody.
None of your girlfriends thought
None of your
nobody.
girlfriends. It's like,
Nobody.
or maybe they was like, yo, maybe they just ain't like her. Maybe they was like, we don't like this bitch anyway. Gotta do that
go
shit.
ahead, do that shit.
Gotta do that shit. Yeah, do that shit. All right, man. Hey, is Sister Khadijah in the building? All right. Well, look, man, as we always do, man, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us this Monday. As you can see, the energy is kind of because the Eagles lost. What are you going to do?
There's always next season.
There's always next season. We had a great run. Jalen Hurts, all you cats, man. Thanks for giving the city a great season, man. And until next year. Well, we'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week.
But until next year. Till September. Or August when, they go down there and they start training. Where they train at now? Is it Westchester? Or do they do it right there at NovaCare now?
Right at NovaCare on Patterson Avenue.
They used to go up to Bethlehem. At
Right.
the Lehigh University.
Yep.
They've been there in a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet Lehigh hate losing that money. Yeah, that's when you got to go watch because you can't.